Hello everyone, welcome to the another session of economics. In the previous session, we have discussed about what is the difference between microeconomics and macroeconomics. We understood what are needs, what are wants, and we also understood what are the central problems of economy and solution for it. And I mean different economies throughout the world. So practically speaking, there are no countries in this world which are extremely free market or extremely centrally planned market. You can see this graph in this diagram in which it says socialist leaning, that means centrally planned economies, or free market, capitalist leaning. Even US or Japan are capitalist leaning, they are not extremely capitalistic country. If it is a 100% capitalistic country, then there should not be a need of government. So what are the difference between socialism and capitalism? India is a mixed economy which comes in the middle of this diagram. So in capitalistic country, there will be free market. There won't be intervention of the government in the market for three problems which we have discussed are what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. For these three questions, government will have very minimal or no role to play because the law of demand and supply, the two forces of the market will decide what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. And the ownership of means of production is nothing but factors of production: land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship, which we also called as resources, will be owned by private. And the motive in capitalistic economy will always be profit. In socialistic country, it is also called as centrally planned country, centrally planned economy, in which government will decide what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. Here, the ownership of resources or factors of production will be owned by public. Public is nothing but a government. And the motive here in socialistic country is equality. In economics, there are two types. One is positive economics and the second one is normative economics. In positive economics, it focuses on the objective analysis of an economy using facts or data. In normative economics, it is a subjective, it is value based. For example, if I say government has to give, if a government gives 6,000 rupees for farmer annually, then the debt of a farmer will reduce by 30%. This is what it is an example of positive economics. And if I say it is the duty of government to provide financial assistance for the welfare of farmers, then it is a normative economics. Positive economics can be tested because it uses facts and data to analyze. In normative economics, it is subjective, it is opinion based. Positive economics is what is, and normative economics is what ought to be. Now you have to write down in the comment section saying that which scheme of a central government provides 6,000 annually for farmers, financial assistance of 6,000 rupees annually to farmers in India. Now we know that a society or a people in society need numerous combination of goods and services, which we have discussed in our previous sessions. So here the problem is limited resources. This arises the problem of allocation of resources, of what to produce and how much to produce. So for that, the answer is production possibility frontier, which is also called as production possibility curve. It is a graphical representation of showing combination of two goods or maximum output of combination of two goods when the resources are constant. So for example, we have a piece of land in which we have to grow two crops. One is a corn and cotton. Let's say these are the combinations. We can grow these two crops in different combinations. Let's say I have used my entire land to grow only cotton, then I can produce only 10 quintal of cotton, 0 corn, because the entire resource which a farmer has, for example land, equipments, labor, all these are put together to grow only cotton, then we can produce 10 quintals of cotton, 0 corn. Then if I had to increase the number of corn quantity, then if I increase the corn quantity by 2 quintals, then I have to sacrifice 2 quintals of cotton. Similarly, it goes on. If I try to increase the quantity or the output of corn, then the cotton will reduce because we have limited patch of land, right? So now we put that in a graphical way. So this is the graph which shows when 10 quintal of cotton, in x-axis I have cotton, in y-axis I have corn. So if 10 quintal of cotton is grown, then 0 corn is available. If I increase the quantity of corn, then the quantity of cotton will reduce. If 8 quintal of cotton is grown, then corn will increase by 2. If I have to increase further the production of or the output of corn, then it will reduce. So the curve, this is the maximum output you can grow in a patch of land if all the resources are efficiently used. Okay, the resources to grow cotton and corn are, one is farmland, and the second thing is labor, fertilizers, machineries, everything, seeds and all. These are the resources. If I use the entire resources available to grow these two combination of goods or crops, this is the maximum output. Beyond this you cannot grow because it has a limited resources, right? So let's say now I am growing here with the resources available. This is the maximum output you can grow, but we are growing at this point or this curve. Let's say with the available resources I am growing 6 quintals of cotton and 2 quintals of cotton and 6 quintals of corn. So what is happening here? The curve is shifting inwards. That means there is inefficient use of resources, because with the available resources this is the maximum output, but you are growing below the maximum output which can be produced. That means you are using resources inefficiently, or there might be unemployment, increase in unemployment. Your labors of the farmer who are not working to their fullest capacity. These are the reasons for the shift of curve inwards. Let's say you are growing at this level. That means the curve has shifted outward. What can be the reason? The reason can be there is increase in technology or increase in quantity of resources, or there can be an increase in quality of resources. Meaning, let's say with the 1 kg of seed, the output, the original output is 100 kgs of production. Now scientists will develop HYV seeds, which are called as high yielding variety of seeds. Now the quality of seeds has increased. With 1 kg of seeds, now you can grow 120 kg of crops. So that means this shift, the curve will shift outwards. It is nothing but the quality or the quantity or technology has improved. For example, in 1 hour a labor can do certain X amount of work. Now you are bringing in some technology, some equipments to do the same work. Let's say tilling of a land. Using ox you can till a certain part of the farmland. Now you are using, instead of ox you are using tractors. What will happen? There will be increase in efficiency. The tractor can till a land or the entire plot of land or 1 acre in just half an hour. Because of that, your quality of resources are increasing because of introduction of new technology. That means, see, this is the maximum output you can get. If there is an increase in technology or quantity or quality of resources, the curve will shift outwards. That means the maximum output will increase. If there is underutilization or inefficient use of resources or unemployment, the curve will shift inwards. That means there will be reduction in the final output. This is called as production possibility curve or production possibility frontier. Now, why is it downward sloping? You have to know this. Because of opportunity cost, which we have studied in our previous classes or previous session. As you try to increase the output of one crop, the other output will decrease. At the cost of cotton, now we are increasing corn, right? That is why it is negative sloping. Similarly, the demand curve is also same, which we will study in our further classes. Because of opportunity cost, increase in opportunity cost, the curve is negative sloping or downward sloping. This is the brief explanation of production possibility frontier. Now, what is the use of studying production possibility curve? Let's say government has, what are the resources government have? One is manpower and the other one is natural resources available in the country, and the third one is budget, what they collect from different types of different sources. Right. Now they have to allocate, because a country is in need of many things, many combination of goods and services. For example, education, health facilities, defense. We are in need of many such combination of goods and services. But the limited resources are limited with what the government have. Now government has to allocate, let's say the budget is 100 rupees. It has to allocate to both defense and health. Now government has to prioritize which is in more need, and it has to allocate based on that. So through production possibility curve, government can now visually represent or visually see how much it can contribute to defense and services. If it has to forego on defense, then how much it can increase the budget to health. If it decides to forego to the health facility, then how much it can increase to the defense. Similarly, in business, consumer buying behavior, in all these things it can be used. In economics, every theory has assumptions to make. Even the law of demand, law of supply, law of diminishing marginal utility, all these things have assumptions to make. Only then it will be right. So for the assumptions for production possibility curve are, in this we have to assume only two goods are to be produced. We have seen in our graph, right, cotton and corn. Only then the production possibility curve will apply. Then the quality or the quantity of resources should be fixed. When it is fixed only, we can know the maximum output. If there is an increase in quality or quantity, what happens? The curve will shift outwards. If there is decrease in quality or quantity of resources, what happens? The curve will shift inwards. Resources here nothing but factors of production. Factors of production are land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship. And you should also remember what are the rewards for all these factors of production. For land, it is rent. For labor, wages. And for capital, interest. And for entrepreneurship, it is profit. And the third assumption to make is resources are fully and efficiently used. All the resources available, when it is used fully, only then it shows the maximum output. Right, the curve which we saw in our PPC, that is the curve which shows the maximum output which can be produced. So when the resources available are fully and efficiently used, the curve shows the maximum output. If it is not fully used, let's say you have 1 acre of land, but you are using only some part of the land, then the ability of the land to produce, or the maximum output which can be produced in the entire patch of land, cannot be shown in PPC, because you are not using the available resources fully. It is vacant, right? So, and also it should be efficiently used. In this patch also, if you are using only one part, or if you are seeding in only few corners of the land, how can it show the maximum output? It is not possible, right? It should be efficiently used. The resources available should be efficiently used. Let's say there are 10 people in a family. Only few are working in farmland, rest are enjoying. What happens? The labor of a farm family is not used fully and efficiently. Even though if 10 people are working, some are working throughout the day, some are not working, some are working only for few hours. That means what? The efficiency is less. That does not give the maximum output which can be produced in a patch of land. So these are the three assumptions which should be made to learn PPC.